Mike is muted. Yo, what is up, guys? I'm back. The Nolan Show is live. The Subway Series round 2 tomorrow. Football training camp on the way. Here, Jets got new unis. I'm wearing the old ones. Sauce got Aaron Rodgers a chain. Life is good. Life is good in the football world. Life is terrible in the baseball world. And it's unfortunate that both fans have to come together and watch two pieces of crap play baseball for the next 2 nights. That's right. Both the Mets and Yankees suck. The team that was just in the ALCS just last year, the New York Yankees, the guy that just hit 60-plus home runs, did outstanding things. That same team sucks. They're in last place. Last place in the AL East. And then you flip to the other side of town, Queens, the New York Mets. Well, the New York Mets are basically a big pile of dog crap. That's the best way to describe the New York Mets. They're a big pile of dog crap. Next week is the trade deadline. August 1st, Tuesday. It's coming up. And they got decisions to make. Max Scherzer, get him out of here. Justin Verlander, some say keep him, but what's the point? Now I could see, he could be the ace of our staff next year. But could he? Could he? Do we want to bank on that? And Verlander at least has more value than Scherzer. And we got Kodai Senga. Now, I'm not saying Kodai Senga is going to be the ace next season. But he's a wild card. When he's on, he looks like a Cy Young pitcher. Now, when he's off, yes. But when he's on, he's on. Now, if he can just be consistent, he could be one of the best pitchers in the game. So I don't care about Verlander. I don't care about Scherzer. I don't care about Starlin Marte. I don't care about Tommy Pham. I don't care who David Robertson, Adam Ottavino. Get the Daniel Vogel back. Get all these veterans off the team. The Mets have a core. They have a core. They have Francisco Alvarez, who is my favorite player on this team now. They have Kodai Senga. They have 3 guys Mark Vientos, yes, on the team now, but Ronnie Mauricio, they still have. They have Brett Beatty still. Kevin Parada still down there. This farm system is growing. Why not continue to grow it? These guys could make an impact just as soon as next year. Francisco Alvarez is already making an impact. He's on pace to hit over 35 home runs this year. And he didn't even start the year in the bigs. The Mets have a young core. And they could still fight for next year because they do have Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Jeff McNeil, who sucks this year, but I'm still going to give him Lindor, McNeil, and Pete Alonso. Those 3 guys are supposed to not carry this lineup, but they are supposed to be the main cogs, Nimmo sets it up at the top of the order. We were talking about on the Mets Evening Brew. Shout out Brew Crew Sports. We just got over 1,000 subscribers. Love that I'm a part of it now. Shout out those guys. Shout out Keith. Shout out Keith. Shout out Eddie. We are really going to try to build something up over there in the Mets Evening Brew every Thursday at 9:30. Check us out. Make sure you go subscribe to Brew Crew Sports too. But back to the Mets. The Mets need to figure out what they're going to do at the deadline. And quite frankly, I think they should sell. Even if they go on a 10-game winning streak, because let's be real, Max Scherzer is cooked. He's cooked. He's done. It was a failure. It was a nice experiment. He had a great He had an all right year last year. Pitched less than 25 starts. Had a good ERA. Sucked in the big games though. And that's what he's done so far this year. He sucked all year. So the Mets suck. And no matter what happens this Subway Series, even if they blow the Yankees out 20-0 both games, the fact of the matter is the Yankees have a chance at the wild card, whereas the Mets, quite frankly, they take 3 steps forward but 6 steps back. So even if they do take 2 steps forward, I expect them to take 4 steps back afterwards. Whereas the Yankees, they are lucky because what are they doing? They are treading water. That's all they have needed to do, and they are treading water. Everyone's flipping out. They're being overdramatic, but in reality, they have Garrett Cole, who's pitching like an ace all year. All year. Another fantastic start the other night. More over 10 Ks again. This guy is 5th in the MLB in strikeouts. I'm going to get into Garrett Cole a little bit more later and the potential retirement thing. Blah, blah, blah. But they're treading water. Who cares? Anthony Rizzo is batting 250. You know what? Anthony Rizzo sucks. Giancarlo Stanton sucks. They all suck. Josh Donaldson, he's going to retire on the IL. Gleyber Torres, okay, he's having an all right year. But everybody on the Yankees sucks. We've known this. Everybody knew that the Yankees suck without one guy. One guy. Aaron freaking Judge. The best player in baseball. I know Shohei Ohtani has been having a ridiculous year, but I still cannot say that Ohtani is better than Judge. I cannot say it. And you can call me crazy all you want, but Ohtani, in my opinion, is still not the best player in baseball. Maybe this year, but when healthy, Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. Just look at the Yankees when they have him and look at the Yankees when they don't have him. They're a completely different team. When they're with Aaron Judge, they look like the best team in baseball. When they don't have Aaron Judge, quite frankly, they suck. 23-28 this year without Aaron Judge. Simple as that. What's the Yankees' problem? It's not Anthony Rizzo not hitting. It's not Giancarlo Stanton batting 207. It's not Domingo Germán's inconsistencies or Severino or Carlos Rodon's terrible 3 starts so far. No, it's not any of that. It's not Aaron Boone. It's not Brian. It is a little bit of Brian Cashman because he built this roster. But the one thing that the Yankees need to fix is Aaron Judge's health. And he'll be healthy within the month. So all the Yankees have to do is tread water, stay above 500. And when they get Aaron Judge back, it is time to take off, and they will get into the playoffs. Once Judge is back and they are above 500, they are fine. They will reclaim their spot as one of the top teams in baseball because Aaron Judge is one of the best baseball players of all time. Let's just be clear. The guy still might hit 50 home runs, and he's missed half the year. So it sucks that he's not going to be. Oh, that's sad. It doesn't suck for the Mets because I mean, there's still a crazy part in me that's like the Mets are still going to make the playoffs, and I'm like, I want to kill that part of me away. Like, get away from me. I don't want that part of me anywhere near me these next 2 days because I want to say that the Mets are not going to make the playoffs because I've lowered my expectations, and I think every Met fan has. There's still a little part in every Mets fan's head, though, that this team can make the playoffs because they got the freaking guys to do it. They got Scherzer, Verlander, Lindor, Alonso, McNeil. They got Nimmo, Marte, David Robertson, Buck Showalter, the manager of the year. They got all these guys, and they suck. They suck. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. So let's just dive right into it. Everybody says the pitching, and yes, it is the pitching. The pitching has been terrible. We were missing Edwin Diaz. We can't get a starter to go six innings or more. It sucks. Carlos Carrasco sucks. Everybody sucks on the Mets. But at the same time, I'm not gonna just say that Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, and Francisco Lindor are having great years. I can't say that. I just can't. Now, at points in the season, Jeff McNeil even looked like he was having a good year in the beginning of the year, but then he fell off. He's terrible. And like I said, I was talking about it on the Mets Evening Brew with the guys, and we all agreed. When Jeff McNeil is not hitting 300, he is useless. He is useless. He does not hit for power. He can't hit a home run. He can't lift the ball off of the ground. He can't drive in runs. He can't get extra base hits. What is the purpose of having, and he's not defensively savvy or anything like that. So what's the point of putting Jeff McNeil out there every single day when he provides you nothing? His slugging percentage is below a 340. That is laughable. Laughable. We were literally laughing about his slugging percentage because that's how laughable it is. Jeff McNeil, if he does not hit above 300, he should not be in the lineup. He's one of the worst MLB players right now. He is one of the worst baseball players in the sport right now. I don't care about his NL batting title last year. I do not care. I care about what he's doing this year. And this year, he has done nothing but fall short in big moments, time and time again. Oh, he had the Little League home run. Big whoop. It was a terrible throw, and he got lucky. Jeff McNeil needs to step it up. Or, and you can't trade him. That's the worst part. You can't trade him. He has no value. Anybody who says trade Jeff McNeil, you can't. We just signed him to a 5-year deal. How are we going to trade this guy? How are we going to trade this guy, Jeff McNeil? He has no value. Let's look. You want to hear his stats? Let me read you off Jeff McNeil's stats in 2022. What team would want to give up anything for a guy who's hitting 248? He has 3 home runs. His slugging percentage is 321. 321. An OPS of 643. And does he have a great glove at second base? No. Does he have a great glove in left field or right field? No. So what does Jeff McNeil do well? What does he do well? The one thing he does well is hit above 300, and he's not doing it this year. So the fact that he's still in the lineup every single day makes 0 sense to me. Buck Showalter, that's a problem. Daniel Vogelbach in the lineup still. Why is he still on this team? Why is Billy Epler even enabling Buck Showalter to put Vogelbach in the lineup? So Vogelbach should be cut or traded. If you can get anything for him, you can get a bag of potato chips for him. I don't know. Maybe Shake Shack can get a little bit of, I don't know. Vogelbach's got to get out of here. McNeil, he's got to get benched at least for a couple of days because, like I said, a 321 slugging percentage is laughable. And then now there's the other guy, Pete Alonso. Where is he? His wrist is hurt. Oh, his wrist wasn't hurt in the home run derby. He was healthy enough to hit in the home run derby. Pete Alonso is having the worst year of his entire career. He only has 6 home runs since June 1st. 6. He's not even, I was making fun of him saying he's like Joey Gallo and Kyle Schwarber. He's worse. He's worst. You can't even compare him to those guys because he's having a worse year than those guys. And this guy wants to get paid? This guy hit two, and I don't want to hear that Pete Alonso, oh, he hits home runs. He doesn't have to have a high batting average. Well, that's bull crap because his rookie year, he had 250 and popped off 50-plus homers. His sophomore year, he had 260 and popped off 35-plus. And then his third season, another 35-plus home run season. You know what? He hit 260-plus. Last year, 271, like 42 home runs. I don't want to hear the bull crap that Pete Alonso is he's just a slugger. No. Pete Alonso is not supposed to be just a slugger. He's supposed to be the guy in the Mets lineup that's feared, the most dangerous one of the most dangerous hitters in the National League. That's what he's supposed to be. That's what Mets fans hype him up to be, right? That's what this organization hypes Pete Alonso up to be, a superstar. But he's not. He's nowhere near that. And anybody who says Pete Alonso is Pete Alonso is better than Aaron Judge, that is the most stupid thing. And people actually think that. I can't comprehend that people actually think Pete Alonso is anywhere near Aaron Judge. How? How? Can someone tell me how Pete Alonso is anywhere near the type of player that Aaron Judge is? And the worst part is, we don't even ask him to be Aaron Judge. We ask him to be Pete Alonso. What's the standard for Pete Alonso? 40-plus home runs. We're not asking you to hit 50-plus. If you do, great. But the one thing you got to do, hit above 240. Don't have over 30 games with 0 hits. It's terrible. This guy wants to get paid. He wants to be one of the faces of this team going forward. Well, then he has to hit above 210. Above 200. Because he might be in the 100s very soon. He had a good day at the plate the other day, but big whoop. Big whoop. The guy's batting like 140 since June. Pete Alonso is having the worst year of his entire career. So is Jeff McNeil. Now, Lindor, before the All-Star break, he was really tearing it up. And I'm still confident in, because it's not like he's striking out. He had a couple big strikeouts the other night, but now Alonso and McNeil, they're showing nothing. They're showing absolutely nothing. What have they done in the past month? Nothing. At least Lindor is giving you hope. And at least you look at his August numbers, they're actually eye-opening. He plays like an MVP in the month of August. I'll give him that. Now, he still needs to pick it up, though. Because overall in the season, he's back in that 220 range. And we all know Lindor is better than that. Just like we all know Alonso and McNeil are better than what they've been doing. And now, collectively, all three of these guys have been terrible this year. Terrible. Now, I get Scherzer and Verlander sucked. But going forward, these three guys are going to be on the Mets next year. These three guys. Now, Pete Alonso hasn't gotten his contract yet, but let's be real. He will probably get a contract. The Mets, they have a core. I say it all the time. They have a very good core, too, especially now that Francisco Alvarez is looking like he's joining that core. When you think of Alvarez, Lindor, Alonso, McNeil, Brandon Nimmo, if Brett Beatty can really live up to his potential just a little bit, Kodai Senga, if he lives up to the height, Edwin Diaz, I didn't even mention Edwin Diaz. The Mets have a ridiculous nucleus of players. But the main part of that core is these three guys, the NL Batting champion, the 4-time All-Star, and the guy who has the most home runs as a rookie ever. Those three. We need those three guys. Forget about this year. I've given up. Next year, Alonso, Lindor, McNeil. They have to be better. Period. Because Verlander and Scherzer will be gone. But these three, that's the core. That's the core. Now, before I do get into the trade rumors, I'm going to get into Francisco Alvarez, who has been ridiculous. He has been making Mets fans drool. Francisco Alvarez is the definition of a guy who's bursted onto the scene. 19 home runs, an 809 OPS. I'm going to say it right now. Francisco Alvarez is going to have over 30 home runs in his first year. He's legit. Anybody who thinks that Alvarez can't be a guy who hits 40-plus home runs and hit above 250, 260. I think you're out of your mind. Look at his minor league numbers. He's hit everywhere, and he's not even 22. Not even 22. He's just 21 years old. And the best part is, I think, is the energy, the enthusiasm, the attitude that he shows. Now, some people are like, he shows too much of it. No, screw that. This is a new era of baseball. Now, I'm not going to just go ahead and call this guy a superstar. I'm not. But I've seen Mets prospects get hyped up. Pete Alonso was hyped up. Remember Pete Alonso in his rookie year? He was hyped up. He popped off 53 home runs. Still not as impressed as what Alvarez is doing this year. Jacob deGrom literally won a Rookie of the Year, and he was a superstar, so I'm not even going to use deGrom. deGrom, scratch that. Brandon Nimmo, I've seen him get hyped up. He's a good player, good ball player. Michael Conforto, hyped up, good ball player. Good ball player, nothing crazy, not a superstar, not even a star. Jeff McNeil, not really hyped up, but I've seen him come up. Gavin Cecchini, remember he was hyped up. Yeah. Matt Harvey, remember Matt Harvey? Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of Lucas Duda, Ike Davis. I could go on and on. The point I'm trying to make is I've seen a lot of Mets prospects. Never have I seen one as good as Francisco Alvarez. And it feels like, the Mets never get lucky. Like, yeah, we got Pete Alonso developed, and he's a great hitter, but he's also a terrible hitter this year. He's inconsistent. But Francisco Alvarez, it feels like he can be that guy that comes up in the clutch and comes up in the big spots. He can be that guy for the New York Mets that puts them on his back and carries them. Because let's be real, the Mets haven't had a superstar since the 2015 Yoenis Cespedes. It hasn't felt like, oh my God, I need this guy up right now. Who do you want up with the bases loaded and the game on the line? Not Pete Alonso. Not Jeff McNeil. Not Francisco Lindor, really. Who do I want up? Well, now I think if you ask any Met fan, I want the 21-year-old Francisco Alvarez up in that batter's box with the game on the line, because he's already proved it to you that he's got the cojones to step up in the big spots. Francisco Alvarez is going to be a perennial all-star. He will be. And I'm not trying to overhype him or anything. That's what he will be. Francisco Alvarez is that good. Now, let's talk about these trade rumors. I already got into it a little bit. Get rid of Scherzer. Get rid of Marte. Get rid of Verlander. Get rid of David Robertson. Adam Ottavino. Get rid of Brooks Raley. Get rid of them all. The cool thing I like about David Robertson, we could trade him and potentially re-sign him in the offseason because he was only on that 1-year deal. And then we can get that dream of Edwin Diaz and David Robertson, and we could do a restart. These are the guys you got to keep. Everybody else, I'm open to trading. Let them loose. Get them out of here. Bring in the prospects. Build up this farm system. Here are the guys I'm cool with letting go. Hold on. I'm telling my girlfriend to come grab my wallet first to grab the Indian food that I just ordered. All right. So here are the guys you got to keep. You got to keep Lindor. You got to keep Alonso. You got to keep McNeil. You got to keep Nimmo. You got to keep Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty. Those 6 guys, offensive-wise, the New York Mets have to keep. Pitching-wise, you got to keep Kodai Senga, and you got to keep Edwin Diaz. 8. There's 8 guys that the New York Mets have to keep. Now you go on the prospect side of things. You got to keep Ronnie Mauricio, in my opinion, and you got to keep Kevin Parada. Other than that, other than Mauricio and Parada, Mark Vientos, whatever. I'm not too sold on Vientos. I'm not. Parada and Mauricio, though, I haven't seen him in the bigs, but I've seen him in the minors, and they look legit. So if I'm Steve Cohen and I'm Billy Epler, I'm saying there's 10 guys in this Mets organization who are untouchable. Other than that, Justin Verlander, who has looked very good in his last month. He's looked great. David Robertson, you could get a tremendous amount of value for him. Tommy Pham, same thing, having a career year. A team would love to have him. 3 guys right there. Verlander, who the Giants are already saying that they're interested in. So why not? I know everybody's like, Justin Verlander. Get rid of Max Scherzer. Verlander, we can use him next year. What? Get rid of both. Verlander, Scherzer you want to get rid of because we don't want him anymore. We just get him out of here. But Verlander has value. He could get us a boatload of prospects. He's still got it. He's still shown signs of that AL Cy Young from just a year ago. Max Scherzer's cooked. Starlin Marte, he's cooked. Those 2 guys you got to get rid of, though, just to get rid of. But Verlander, David Robertson, Tommy Pham, we could get a whole lot for them. Mark Vientos, we could get a whole lot for him too, I think. There's a lot of guys. Brooks Raley, Adam Ottavino. I can go on and on. You could get a lot of guys for these guys. But I'm going to take a quick break. Actually, now let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about this Subway Series, and then we'll get into the Yankees, even though I already basically got into the Yankees a little bit. I want to talk about this Garrett Cole rumor, because what the hell is going on with the Garrett Cole stuff? Is he retiring? All right, but let's talk about this Subway Series. I'm going to go over the numbers real quick. Little preview of the Subway Series. Let me just pull up my stat book real quick. All right, Justin Verlander versus Domingo Germán in Game 1. Now, Verlander, like I said, he's lowered that ERA down to a 3.47. We already know it was up in the 4s. He's 4-5. The record isn't very good, but when you look at his last couple starts, I know it was against the White Sox, but 8 innings, 3 hits, 7 Ks. And then before that, 5 innings, only 3 earned runs. Before that, 6 innings, only 2 earned runs. Before that, July 1st, 7 innings, only 1 earned runs. Only 1 earned run, and that's against the San Francisco Giants. Might be why the Giants want to get him for a little bit, because he had a pretty good start against them. 5 innings, no runs. 7 innings, 4 runs, but 7 innings, you'll take it. 6 innings, 1 run. So since June 14th, Verlander has been very good. In fact, I'll give you his exact stats since June 1st. Since June 14th. All right, Verlander has a 2.25 ERA since June 14th, and that's in 7 appearances. So in his last 7 starts, Justin Verlander has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. So why not? Yeah, let's see what we can get for Verlander. But that's why I'm saying Justin Verlander would be a good trade piece, because the 2.25 ERA in his last 7 starts, it shows you that he potentially still has that Cy Young stuff. But tomorrow, Domingo Herman, since the perfect game, I mean, he went 6 innings, 1 earned run, 2 starts prior to his little blow up in his last start. But his start against the Cubs was very good, very promising start. So, I mean, he's had a pretty good year. I mean, outside of like 3 starts, Herman has been good. So I'm not going to, and against a team like the Mets, who we all know, they have their nights. I wouldn't be surprised to see Herman just go out there and make the Mets look like the Little League team in your local town or some shit. I don't know. The Mets suck sometimes. That's all I'm saying. And Domingo Herman, he ain't that bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had a nice little pitcher's duel tomorrow, especially with the way that Rizzo has been swinging the bat, the way that Alonso has been swinging the bat, the way Stan has been swinging the bat, the way Lindor has been swinging the bat, the way DJ LeMahieu has been swinging the bat, the way Jeff McNeil has been swinging the bat. The point I'm trying to make, both teams suck. All right, on to game 2 before I start spitting stats at you. You got Jose Quintana, recently got back off his injury, versus Carlos Rodon, who recently got back off his injury. Now, Rodon, obviously a lot more expectations. This guy got that $100 million contract. He's going to be there for 5 years. And he's booing back the Yankees. What did he do? He winked at the Yankees fans or something stupid. Something stupid. Rodon basically is not liked by Yankees fans. Blows kiss. He blew the kiss to the Yankees fans. That's what he did. He can get over it. You know, Lindor booed the crowd. Mets fans still love him. Julius Randle booed the crowd. Knicks fans were clamoring for him when he was dropping 25 a night just this past season. If he pitches good, he'll survive. That's how it goes in New York. Aaron Judge got booed in the postseason. That's how it goes. New York fans are nuts. That's just the way this city reacts, especially when it's not like most cities. It isn't. You know, Tommy Lugauer was talking about it a little bit before on his show. You know, you go to a city like Pittsburgh, you got one option. You got to root for the Pirates. You're in New York, you could choose. And when you're able to choose, well, it makes it feel a little bit more special. I chose to root for the Mets, which means I'm loyal to the Mets. I got to be that even through the good and the bad. That's what makes Mets fans one of the greatest fans in the world. Because in reality, we do stick through the thick and thin. We do. I mean, just look at it. 2015, everybody was like, whoa, yeah, the. 2016, same thing. Heartbroken, though, in that wild card round. 2017, felt like we had it, but we didn't. 2018, same thing. 2019, same thing. 2020, really felt like we had it. Felt 3 games short of that division, though. 2021, I mean, at one point, it was like, yeah, we can do this. Sucked. But 2022 came around, and it felt good getting that first 100-win season. And however long it was. Felt good. Now this year it sucks. We're still going to go through it. We're going to get over it. And next year we're going to be right back there. And just like Yankees fans, they're sticking through it right now. They don't like it. I think a lot of them are overreacting because let's be real. We all know what this Yankees team is without Aaron Judge. They're nothing. Nada. But Quintana versus Rodon tomorrow. 7.36 ERA for Rodon. 3.6. Only 5 innings for Quintana, though. So it's like 1 start. He only had 3 Ks in that start. Listen, if Rodon gets messed up by the Mets, he's going to get booed. It's that simple as that. So we'll see what goes down. I'm interested to see this. But stats-wise, runs, they're tied. 18th. Both of their offense, terrible. They only average 4.4 runs per game each. Runs allowed, the Yankees edge the Mets. They're 10th in the league, whereas the Mets are 17th. The Yankees allow 4.3 runs per game. The New York Mets allow 4.6. Hits. Let's talk about it. The Mets, they get a little bit more hits. They average 7.8. Oh, well, actually, that's wrong. Hits allowed, the Mets allow 8.2. The Yankees, though, they're third in hits allowed, 7.8. Now you go on the offensive side. Batting average, the Mets are 21st in, 237. The Yankees are 26th in batting average, though, so they're actually worse, 231. But the on-base percentage, still the same thing. Mets better, actually, 317 for the Mets, 19th in the league, 26th for the Yankees, 301 on-base percentage. Slugging percentage, now this is where the Yankees edge the Mets. 399, the Mets have a slugging percentage of 21st in the league, and the Yankees 15th in the league with a 408. OPS, Mets are 20th, Yankees are 22nd. Home runs, Mets are they have 123 home runs this year. That's 11th in baseball. But the Yankees have 141, which is good for 5th. And plus, I mean, you think about it, Alonso hasn't hit many home runs since June. I mean, outside of Alvarez and Lindor, who's really been pulling the weight for the Mets. And Lindor, he's not even hitting like a bunch of home runs as of late, you know? McNeil, terrible. Already went over him. When he's not hitting over 300, he's useless. But so I'm not surprised to see that number as well. Stolen bases, the Mets 77, Yankees 60. That's always been a thing, though. Aaron Boone, too scared to be aggressive on the base paths. Pitching, here's where the Yankees start to dominate. ERA, the Mets are 18th in the MLB with a 4.41 ERA. The Yankees are 8th in the MLB, top 10 staff, 3.87 ERA this year. WHIP, Yankees top 10 again, 10th, 1.25. Mets 22nd in the league with a 1.35. Terrible, laughable. Strikeouts, Mets, actually, they're 12th in the league in strikeouts per 9 innings, whereas the Yankees are 13th. So we edge them there. Home runs allowed, Mets 129, which is good for 25th in the MLB. There you go, Mets. Keep giving up those home runs and you won't make the playoffs. The Yankees 18th in the league. So pick that one up because Yankees fans will actually be pissed, whereas Mets fans, we just feel like this team is done. Yeah. So batting average allowed, Yankees third. They don't allow hits. Opponent batting average is 233. Mets 247. There you go. Tail of the tape. And the record. The Mets on the road, 23 and 31. Terrible. Whereas the Yankees are the opposite, 31 and 23 at home. So if I had to tell you who to bet on, I tell you to bet the Yankees. Not tomorrow, though. I think Verlander gets you the win. And then I think Rodon gets his good start. So it's going to be a split. Drop in the comments if you're here what you think. What's up, Chicken Man? How we doing? What are you feeling for this Subway Series? You feeling Mets? You feeling Yankees? I'm thinking a split. I think Verlander takes game 1. I'm thinking it's going to be a really good pitching matchup. I think Herman's going to do really well against this Mets lineup that sucks. And then you look at Rodon. I mean, he needs a big start. And what better time to have a big start than against the New York Mets at the home crowd? Really needs one. And I'm not too confident in Quintana, too. You know, he 5 innings in his first start back, only 3 Ks. Wasn't too promising. But yeah, that's really all I got on the baseball side of things, though. I'm really looking forward to seeing Francisco Alvarez and Anthony Volpe because I think, Alvarez really starting to come around, really starting to break out and really make a name for himself. He is really making a name for himself, not just in New York City-wise, just in the MLB world. I mean, 19 home runs already as a catcher, just 21 years old. And then Anthony Volpe, I'll give it to him since he had that chicken parm dinner. I mean, Anthony Volpe has actually turned things around. I mean, let's look it up real quick. Anthony Volpe's stats since June 15th. I mean, he's hitting 248 since June 15th. He's got 4 homers, 7 RBIs, and he scored 18 times since then. So, I mean, he's hitting in the bottom of the lineup, too, and in a Yankee lineup that hasn't been driving in runs. So you figure when Aaron Judge gets back, everybody will start to improve. And just like that, I'm going to flash it one more time. Yankees, they need Aaron Judge badly. Oh, let me talk about Garrett Cole real quick because Garrett Cole, I don't know why it says that for 23 and 28 without Aaron Judge, but screw it. 9-2, 144 Ks. I just wanted to point it out. 5th in baseball in strikeouts this year. 9-2. Might have a 20-win season if he really starts to turn it on again. Garrett Cole is undoubted. And I feel like, when he was signed here, it was all the big expectations, especially the comparisons to DeGrom. But then DeGrom, he couldn't even start a game here consistently. So Garrett Cole kind of edged him there just by being on the field. And then Scherzer and Verlander come to town, and it's like, oh, Garrett Cole still could never be the best pitcher in New York. Well, I think he's shutting everybody up the past 2 seasons. The postseason that he put together last year, the season that he's putting together this year, Garrett Cole is undoubtedly the best pitcher in New York when Edwin Diaz isn't healthy. I had to throw that in there because Edwin Diaz is the best pitcher in New York when healthy. But starting-wise, Garrett Cole is the best starting pitcher in New York, undoubtedly, when everybody's healthy. Garrett Cole is the best. Should I talk football? I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to talk some football. So let's take a quick break, and then I'll watch some football. We'll talk some football with you guys. But Josh Hart, 13.5 points per game, shooting 60% from the field, 1.5 steals per game, 6.8 rebounds per game right now during the postseason. How has he impacted the Knicks winning-wise? And overall, how do you think he's just gelled with this team, especially Jalen Brunson?
Oof, I mean, Nova Boys. That's what it is. He fit right in. The narrative that it was a good pickup, but it wasn't a solid pick. It wasn't a great pickup because we had to give up a first round. I mean, he's putting that to bed. He's gelling well with the guys. The guys love him. I mean, he's played with Julius Randle before when they were on the Lakers. He's played with Jalen Brunson when they were in Villanova. Like I said, Nova Boys. And again, he is a veteran that understands his presence. He knows that he's a really good defender. He knows that he can score. He knows that he can make everybody else better. And you saw that his first couple games, and after that, he is a big piece to this team. He is one of the reasons why the Knicks are where they're at. The Knicks finished where they were able to finish in the 5th seed because of his presence and what he was able to do on and off the ball, like on both sides of the ball. So I think he benefits well. You saw both in game 3 and game 4 what he was able to do defensively, how he was able to score. I mean, he takes it to the basket, and at the end of the day, these guys love him. I think with what benefit, a lot of people are always talking about, oh, is Josh Hart going to start? I've always said, don't start him. If he comes off the bench and he's a big bench piece, because we didn't have a bench piece like that, and he helps these young guys, it's going to work out. And you've seen that since he's been here in that trade. He's been such a big key, not only for the bench, but when he stays there in that starting role, he helps Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson finds him. He moves the ball well. He goes after every offensive rebound and defensive rebound. Like, this kid is a juggernaut in the paint. So at the end of the day, he's been very, very, very helpful. He's been a big key to this team. I would not be surprised if the Knicks get him in the summer. They pick up his contract in the summer. And at the end of the day, like I said, he's going to be a very big key, especially now that if there's a possibility that Miami beats the Bucks and we end up, finishing this round with beating Cleveland and we play Miami, he is going to be a very big key in locking down Jimmy Butler. And I have confidence that he will, because of the fact that he's locked down a lot of, key big players in his career. So I think, he's been a very, very good.
Hey, what is up? Mac, we're doing. All right, let's talk some football. I haven't talked some football in a long, long time. And training camp started. Sauce Gardner got Aaron Rodgers a sick new chain. The vibes are good in the football world. Everybody's hyped up. Everybody's a little pissed off about Daniel Jones, Madden raid, and I'll get a little bit into that too. Saquon Barkley still not signed to like a contract besides his freaking stupid franchise tag. Running backs keep getting screwed over. They actually had a meeting on Zoom discussing this, and you know what they got out of it? Nothing. They basically said we cannot do anything because, well, the NFL is kind of fucked up, but it's still fucking sick. Everybody loves football, and we're still going to talk about it because the NFL, at the same time of it being a completely money scam, they always like underpay their players, screw over their players contract wise. Yes, everybody's still going to watch it because the NFL is freaking awesome. So now that the Jets have a good quarterback, an actual quarterback. Remember when we had Zach Wilson? Couldn't even throw the ball 5 yards to Braxton Berrios. We went from having the worst quarterback in football to now having the guy who has won the MVP 2 times in the last 3 seasons. And he's paired up with a whole lot on offense. A whole lot on offense. Let me put it up on the screen real quick. Garrett Wilson, baby. Breece Hall. Over 1,100 receiving yards in his rookie season, Garrett Wilson had. Breece Hall. I mean, he was on pace for over 1,000 yards in his rookie year before he went down with the injury. So when you look at this offense now with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers, Allen Lazard, McCole Hardman, Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah, Corey Davis. This offense is freaking stacked. Elijah Vera Tucker's back healthy. Mekhi Becton, he wants to make an impact. He wants to actually tell everybody, he wants to show everybody, I'm still one of the best offensive linemen in football when I'm healthy. So we'll see. We'll see what this offense can do. We all know that the defense has the potential. It was a top 5 defense last year. Sauce Gardner, CJ Mosley, Quinnen Williams, John Franklin Myers, led by Rob Saleh. That defense is unstoppable. DJ Reed, didn't even mention him. But the offense, now with Aaron Rodgers, a commander, a real general to lead the troops. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, McCole Hardman, Corey Davis, Allen Lazard. Dude, this offense is stacked. It's the best offense. Randall Cobb, this is the best offense that Aaron Rodgers has ever had, and it's with the New York Jets, baby. We're winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm confident in this team. I'm confident in Sauce Gardner and this defense. I'm confident in CJ Mosley. I'm confident in Quinnen Williams to still be one of the best defensive linemen in football again. Because he was last year. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams. Put respect on his name. He's one of the best defensive linemen in football. Undoubtedly. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, one of the best cornerback duos in football. CJ Mosley, he still got it. Let's see what this Jets team can do. I am so freaking excited for the season to kick off. But before I do I'm talking about all these positives. But it could all go to crap if Zach Wilson steps in as quarterback, if Rodgers goes down with an injury or something like that. Because Zach Wilson, let's be real, guys, is he a reliable quarterback too? Is he a reliable backup? Do we trust this guy to lead this team if he has to? If Zach Wilson has to? Are we confident in him stepping in? Because if Aaron Rodgers has this team in the postseason and he gets down with an injury, you know how pissed off we're going to be if Zach Wilson ruins it? Ruins it? So we are gambling by rolling with Zach Wilson as our backup quarterback. 15 touchdowns and 18 interceptions in his first 2 seasons. I don't know. Hey, we want to rock with that. But Rodgers is here. and we will see what they can do. Daniel Jones, we'll talk about him a lot. Let's talk about Saquon Barkley, dude. Saquon Barkley is one of the best offensive weapons in all of football. He's 25 years old. He's not old. He's got a lot of juice left. He's not injury prone. He's had 3 full seasons out of 5 years, and he's a running back. Look how many scrimmage yards he had last year? He was top 3 in football. Are the Giants stupid? Daniel Jones is nothing without Saquon Barkley. The Giants don't go anywhere in 2022 without Saquon Barkley. The Giants don't have 9 wins without Saquon Barkley. The Giants don't go to the playoffs without Saquon Barkley last year. Are the Giants stupid? Pay the man. Pay the man. I mean, if you don't, someone else will. Because Saquon Barkley, as I just said, is one of the best offensive players in football. No doubt. No doubt. So if he doesn't get paid, that's a problem. And now this defense, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. Let's go over it again. Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. Why am I losing? Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. Jesus. Leonard Williams. I'm talking so much today. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari. Then you got Bobby Okereke, too. His defense got guys. And then you got Deonte Banks, the rookie. The Giants might have a top 5 defense in the NFC. And since the Philadelphia Eagles lost a bunch of guys, the Giants might be loaded. So you don't want to have one of the best defenses in the NFC and have an offense that can't do anything because you don't have the guy that was the best player on your offense last year named Saquon Barkley. Period. Get Saquon Barkley paid. And then everything will come together because this defense is potentially great. Potentially. I'm not going to say it is yet. But Thibodeau, Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Deonte Banks, Bobby Okereke. You got to be excited for the Giants defense going into this year. Just like you got to be excited for Daniel Jones, seeing how he is on his first year of his new contract. But you won't be as excited if Saquon Barkley isn't running out of the tunnel in game 1. It just won't. Barkley is the Giants. Sign him. Get him locked up. He's not a franchise tag guy. He is the face of the franchise. That's who Saquon Barkley is. And that's what I'm going to end it on. Saquon Barkley, face of the franchise. All right, man. I haven't done it in a while. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a while. I'm doing comedy. So if you're into comedy, check it out. Yeah, I'm really excited to get back to this sports stuff. I'm really going to grind. I moved up to Saratoga, so it has been a little bit of a transition. Been very busy. Good job. But I'm going to be back. It's real night. Podcast weekly. Linked up with Blue Crew Sports. Shout out those guys. This Thursday, make sure you tune in to Mets Evening Brew. Mixed Emotions, 9:30 every Thursday. Me, Eddie, keep the same on Thursday, 9:30. All right, tuning off, guys. Thanks for watching. If you watched, and if you didn't, tell a friend too to watch this. Deuces.